Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have a sub request by Fanis Avgerodimos. I probably butchered that, so I do apologise, but well, that name is a bit, shall we say, it's not what you hear every day. Let's put it that way. And he's requested the Yak-9T, which me and this thing have a bit of a love-hate relationship from our history. And, well, I might as well explain a little bit of that whilst we're going along talking about the plane. So the Yak-9T is your stereotypical Yak-9 of around 37, 30, 40-ish. It's pretty typical of what you expect. Decent performance, decent handling, not the most consistent toner in terms of comparing it to like a Spitfire or Zero, but enough to deal with stuff like BF-109s, Fokker 190s, etc., and can even deal with other things if you use your flaps properly and stuff like that. Now, the Yak-9T, of course, takes a pretty much bog-standard Yak-9, throws the 20mm Shavak away, and decides to shove in what can only be described as a fridge launcher, the NS-37 cannon. We get 30 rounds of 37mm ammo with 260 rounds a minute fire rate, which, well, you're not going to be getting all 30 rounds on target, even with a maxed out crew, and obviously a spaded plane, but with careful trigger discipline, you can definitely get this gun onto target. Of course, to back us up, we do have a 50 cal, which, well, everyone knows the Berezin at this point. If you don't know the Berezin, you haven't been playing War Thunder enough. And trust me, this machine gun, it may only be one, but trust me, it can nuke a lot of the time. Whether it does or doesn't is entirely dependent on what Gaijin does with its spaghetti code. Of course, comparing it to another Yak is pretty simple. You just look at the Yak-9 before it in the tech tree and stuff like that. Look at this one, and it's pretty much that with just a 37 slapped in it. You do, of course, trade a bit more of a nose-heavy sort of airframe for that, but it's more than worth it. Now, of course, you can bust tanks for this, and personally, it's not a bad shout. I used to use the Yak-9T a lot in ground RB, but, yeah, I'll show you what my replacement is for this thing. But 71mm of penetration is not bad at all. The thing is, though, is thanks to the Battle Pass, I have something far better for this job. The ITP. Now, obviously, the ITP trades its own, shall we say, shenanigans for its own 37mm, but of course, this has 50 rounds with a lower rate of fire. It does have equivalent penetration, pretty much exactly the same penetration, but of course, it's more rapid firing and less accurate, but of course, you can fire this easily. And of course, we have 2 Shavaks plus a couple of bombs or rockets to back us up on this plane. Whereas with the Yak, we're just stuck with the 37 and the 50 cal, which should be fine. Anywho, let's get in and let's get cracking. Like I said though, I haven't played the Yak-9T in a while. I'm just going to put an expert crew on it whilst I think about it. It's been about a year or so since I've really played this thing because, well, for a start, you can tell because there's no expert crew on my maximum crew slot. But also because, as I said, I have the ITP, which, fair enough, it does have its own issues in RRB, but I mainly tend to use the ITP in ground RB, same with the Yak-9T. And, well, the ITP is a better bird for ground RB, in my opinion. Not everywhere, but you get my point. And it looks like we are... Oh, I hate that. I hate that new air alert crap, like, what is the point? Oh, and we're being shot at by the PBJ. Wonderful. Already off to a great freaking start. We've got morons spamming the chat with freaking air alert, air reconnaissance crap. And then we have idiots in PBJs shooting at friendlies on takeoff. And we have a P-26. Why? I bet he's squatted up with that freaking PBJ. No, he's... Oh, he is squatted up with a PBJ. He's squatted up with a PBJ and a C-202. Oh, dear. This is going to be interesting, to say the least. Yeah, I'm going to have to mute those two because they're just spamming. What's the other guy's name? Guido Thingamabob.
Attack the D point. I agree.
You know what? I'm doing this the old-fashioned way. We're muting the entire bloody team. If they want cover from me, they can ask it another time. I ain't dealing with this crap. Right, well, I'm going to skip us ahead to the action and everything. Now that I've muted all these muppets. That should be a lot quieter now. I will see you all in a few. Well, welcome back. As you can tell, we're not in a great position. We've got a Focke-Wulf at our altitude, we've got a Ki-61 beneath us, and a Do 335 beneath us. I don't care about the 335 too much, it's the Focke-Wulf and the Ki-61 I'm more worried about. Can I get away with this? Nope, because that's a Dora. This is going to get interesting then. There goes him. Dora's on our tail, we're going to have to try and reverse that now. This is going to get interesting. Now the D-13 doesn't pull as hard as it used to in this sort of environment. So I'm going to try and reverse him based off of that. Oh, nearly had him! Son of a bitch. I deployed my flaps a bit too early. The Ki-61 might be able to spike us here. Preferably I would want to kill the Ki-61 here, but I deployed my flaps too early. That was my fault, not the plane. So, given it's a D-13, we do need to kill that. It's not the highest priority target, but it's a better target to go for than a Ki-61 Tuotsu. That's for sure. Right, let's see if we can take a shot at the Ki-61 though. He's broken his flaps, so that's good. Hit. Didn't really seem to do much though. A6M3. Anything else? Nope. We're good for now. I'll use the 50 cal only in this head-on if he wants one. Because A6M3 pilots tend to like head-ons. Not this one apparently. I would just outrun you, mate. You ain't gonna catch a yak in that thing. It's not happening. Of course, A6M pilots are a bit dumb sometimes. They tend to think they can catch something when they really can't. And as you can tell, we're easily pulling away from this guy. So I think I'll head over to this BF-109 right now. Is anyone going to tell this A6M3 he literally cannot catch a yak on the deck? Because he might want to be told that because he's bleeding all of his altitude. This Corsair in front of me appears to be damaged because he's not actually outrunning this BF-109. Whereas I'm outrunning that Zero without even trying. I mean, I'm surprised the Zero's keeping up that well, but, you know, it's Japanese freaking waifu powered, clearly. Yeah, the team isn't doing too great, I must say. But, well, we're catching the 109. So that's the important part, and if we need to deal with a freaking Zero in a moment, we will do. Of course, the Corsair's not exactly helping his situation because he's flying away from me, not towards me. Now he's flying towards me, which should make it a little easier, but not guaranteed. Right, got him. Let's swing back round for the Zero, because this little shit's been getting on my nerves. Yeah, nice try, you little shit. Eat that. There we go. Got rid of that little shit and killed the 109. That's, well, that's the more important thing. The 109 was more important than the Zero because the Zero has just been a dumbass. And that just leaves us with two left. We've got that 109 over there in the distance and something else which appears to be a bomber. I think it's a Wyvern from what I've seen. What's his name? Osman? Yeah, it's the Wyvern. So it's just that guy and the 109. Let's head over there now. I will see you all shortly. Well, welcome back. Me and the I-225 are about to double team this poor sod. I'm not sure where the Wyvern is. We will cross that bridge in a moment. He's baiting this guy beautifully for me right now. Hello, Mr. 109. Wow. Okay. I saw those sparks. That, and also I missed a couple shots, but we'll gloss over that as well. And now I'll bait for the I-225. Ah, shit. Broke flap. I needed that. There we go. I don't know what really happened there. That should have killed the 109, but oh well. I think it's about time we go for some ground targets now, because our tickets are not looking too good after that Wyvern's had his first run. So I think that's what I'm going to go do. I don't need the 37 to do that, but yeah, leaving myself with just a 50 is not ideal, and leaving myself with just 2 rounds of 37 to kill a Wyvern is also not ideal. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
If we don't do something fast, the enemy will win.
There we go. Ugh, that was close. Forget how much like a single Berezin is like a single Berezin can do. It's quite surprising. It's not as good as it used to be, I'll say that right now, but it's enough. A single Berezin could nuke ground targets all day long. Kind of miss those days, but yeah. It used to be like less ammo per Russian guns because Russian bias and all that. I'm kidding. But yeah, that's typically what used to happen. Like, people used to use like their Yaks to ground pound sometimes because the 50 cal would practically just nuke everything, and the 20 mil could clean up what the 50 cal couldn't. And yeah, it was rather interesting. And looks like the Wyvern has been located, but of course he's running to a base and is probably going to drag out the match. So I'll do what I can, and then we'll go back to the hangar and conclude. See you in a few. Well, welcome back to the hangar. We did end up finishing the match. I ended up having to ram the Wyvern because he was coming my way, and I thought, well, I don't have any bullets left because apparently 37HE is nothing to landing craft now. So I just full sent it, smashed straight into the Wyvern's face, and, well, he wasn't too happy. But in conclusion, the Yak-9T still seems to be pretty solid. I mean, the 37 can still be a little bit iffy, but that's with all 37s, really. And I definitely need to get my aim back with the NS-37. It's been quite a while, and I was definitely quite rusty with that. But I did enjoy revisiting the Yak-9T. Definitely felt nice, and personally, if you want to have a go with it, I would say so. But there is one other plane which you can use as well for this sort of job, which is the Yak-9K, which I remember the time when people were begging for this thing to get an AP round, and then people got it and just didn't bother because, yeah. But the 45 in this is still pretty solid. It's just a shame it's not APHE, but yeah, these two planes are still pretty relevant, pretty solid, and, well, other than the 37 being a bit finicky, still solid all-rounders. Anywho, I'll leave you all to it for today. Hope you enjoyed seeing the Yak-9T in action, and also a bit of me misplaying, but that happens, everyone misplays, and I'll see you all on the next one.